This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark Magnuson.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Thursday, November 16th, 2023, and we're broadcasting from the National Association of Farm Broadcasters Convention, which is in Kansas City. In today's show, I will be joined by Aaron Robinson with Benson Hill. We'll also have a check of the ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day, I'm joined now by Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net. Kaden, what did we see take place in the grains today?
Yeah, today really started out risk off across basically all commodities, grains and livestock both. Kind of saw some shakeout as the day played on. Corn wound up closing higher. Love to see that. Love to see some strength in the corn market, closing up 3-4 cents. Beans closing down 25. We're down 30 at one point. Trying to claw back middle of the session, still closing lower. So certainly would like that to be better, but love to see the strength in the corn.
Kaden, did we see a switch in the weather pattern for what's headed for South America, or at least that we're expected that rain is going to happen now, because the market certainly switched pretty quickly?
Yeah, you're right. It's this time of year when you're in a weather market like this, you kind of wake up and see beans down 10, you kind of figure a model turned to wetter. That's what we saw. Kind of from what I read, the next 6 to 10 days have turned wetter for Brazil, although maybe still some dryness persisting after that. So I think that I think it's a shot in the arm as far as rain goes, not necessarily just a total fix. So I think this market's going to remain pretty volatile, pretty interested in what rainfall does come there and what comes in the next couple of weeks as well.
Kaden, what's your take on the current trend with the export sales, as this does feel like it is the start of a little bit more legitimate pattern, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. So the sales this week were an all-time record for a single marketing year, almost 4 million metric tons, which is 144 million bushels as far as soybeans go. Corn had great export sales as well. Most of those sales were known already last week through the morning wire, those huge purchases we had. So the sales, I guess, in a word, didn't factor into the market today necessarily. But to your point and the bigger picture here, I think you're seeing that China is kind of worried about Brazil's crop, or at least apprehensive to where they're buying more beans from us than they maybe had previously planned. Now, if Brazil does turn off wet and has a record crop again, it's pretty easy for China to come back in and cancel those sales. But the fact that they're here buying now, we'll certainly take it, and then just hope that those sales wind up getting shipped as well.
And then on top of it, how about that export sale of corn to Japan? That makes me think, is that showing that the marketplace is very competitive right now, or I should say United States corn very competitive in the marketplace right now?
Yeah, you know what they say, low prices cure low prices. The cheaper we get, obviously, the more competitive we get. We love to see that. We'll take any export sale we can get, although I'm afraid it's going to be more pennies on the dollar, as opposed to we really need China to step in here and start playing, buying large quantities, if you will. That, like I'm trying to say, that the Japan sale certainly nice, but without major business from China, I think our export program is still probably going to continue to drag and be similar to last year.
Kaden, let's switch over to the other side of the ag marketplace. What happened with the livestock today?
Yeah, both cattle markets, fats and feeders, tried to claw back this week what they had lost last week. Had a pretty decent week going. Going to close back down lower today, though, and wipe out almost all of the weekly gains. Fats and feeders both down around $3 or so. Hog market going to close up about 40 cents, a little bit more tame than the cattle markets, as has been lately. But both those cattle markets, they both reached resistance. 10-day moving average turned back south, and I don't think you could feel just super supportive yet as far as stepping in and buying the cattle market. It just remains pretty intent on going lower, it seems like.
And what's the story with the hogs?
Yeah, I think hogs, kind of the same deal. We are just kind of playing a sideways pattern where we give some and then we take some back and forth, back and forth. I don't really see any major headlines there, any major stories, anything major fundamentally. I think it's more just a fun game at this point, and like I like to talk about, these moving averages matter. It's something easy for the funds to watch, and so Oftentimes you kind of see the price, pinging back and forth between major moving averages. That's all I see at this point.
Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net, our guest here today. Kaden, what's the best way for our viewers and listeners to get in touch for more marketing information?
Yeah, just go to our website, agmarket.net, and you can reach myself or anyone from our team from there. It's a good time of year to be getting the plan for what's in storage, whether it be bin bushels or elevator bushels. We can help with that and kind of come up with some strategies as well to help pay for interest and storage rates in the meantime.
Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net, our guest here today. Kaden, we thank you for the time as always. Have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Thank you to Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net for our closing market analysis. It is time now for a check of the closing numbers, and those numbers brought to you courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. December corn up 4 even at 474 3/4. January soybeans down 24 3/4 at 1360 1/4. January soybean meal down $2.80 at 449.20. January soybean oil down $1.58 at 50.84. Chicago wheat down 7 even at 553 1/2. Minneapolis wheat down 9 1/4 at 726 even. Kansas City hard red wheat down 12 1/2 at 627 1/4. And December oats down a half cent at 351 1/4. On the Merc, December live cattle down $3.02 at 174.75. November feeder cattle down 5 cents at 229.37. December lean hogs up 42 cents at 71.47. December pork cutout unchanged at 81.45. Class 3 milk up 5 cents at 17.15. And that does it for our closing market coverage here on Ag Matters PM. It's time now to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff. And when we come back, I will be joined by Aaron Robinson from Benson Hill. You're watching Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You're watching AMPM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. In today's show, I am joined by Aaron Robinson here at the NAFB convention in Kansas City. Aaron is with Benson Hill, and he's going to tell us about a lot of new exciting opportunities for soybean growers from Benson Hill. Mark Magnuson for the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and I'm here today with Aaron Robinson at Benson Hill. Aaron, what is your role within the Benson Hill organization?
I'm the Vice President of Product Management, so I sit at the end of our R&D pipeline and really determine what our commercial portfolio is going to be, and really drive those sales to farmers and our efforts of contracting.
Aaron, exciting times at Benson Hill because you're unveiling Benson Hill Direct. Could you tell our audience about that?
Sure. Traditionally, we've been a closed-loop system where we're contracting production of the grain, we're processing it ourselves, and then selling the ingredients. And really what we're doing is we're expanding the opportunity for our genetics for other people's programs. And so what the farmers can do is they can contract locally if they're not close to one of our facilities. They could sign a contract for a non-GMO variety-specific or variety non-specific program and then come buy the seed from Benson Hill.
So in the past, for example, you would be in a contract if you're close to the Creston facility from Benson Hill, the crush facility, and then you would provide the soybeans, the grower grows the soybeans, then they come back to you, correct? And then go to the crush facility.
That's exactly right, exactly right. The closed loop system, we really, are identity preserving all the way from seed production to grain production to the ingredient sale. Now we're expanding that, wanting to get our technology in broader hands, broader acres to satisfy some of the other programs that are not our own.
Also, how does it work in the closed loop where the variety specificity for the grower, did you decide that? Does the grower come to you and tell you their stats and then you're able to tell them which variety would work best for them?
Yeah, it usually depends on where they're at geographically. We're crushing a particular type of soybean at Creston. Our partnership with ADM is our ultra-high protein food type product. And we've crushed historically our dual value or our co-val product that's a high oleic variety in southern Indiana. And so it really depends on kind of geographically where they're at. And then we do have a broad portfolio in each of those categories that we then tailor that to what fits their operation.
So basically, at the end of the day, Benson Hill Direct just provides more options for growers.
That's right. And if they're too far away from one of our facilities, they have another opportunity that they've been participating in, whether it's a river market, whether it's another processor, maybe it's an export market. Now they have better access to new varieties.
Also, know that you do still have some contracts available for next growing season, 2024. How do growers get in touch with Benson Hill to see if they would fit for a contract like that?
Yeah, really the best way is to go to bensonhillfarmers.com. There's an opportunity to fill out a form there. Tell us a little bit about your operation, understand where you're at geographically, and then we would get you in contact with one of our field sales representatives to kind of go over the portfolio, understand what the opportunities are, what we're paying from a premium perspective, and help them understand whether it's a fit or not.
Aaron, a lot of new things happening at Benson Hill, and including on the livestock side. Could you tell our audience about that as well, please?
Yeah, really cool expansion for our portfolio. We've got a product category that we call ultra-high protein, low oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharides are an anti-nutrient, really can irritate the gut health of poultry and swine. Really, we're able to produce more protein on a per acre basis, which improves processing, which improves the meal quality, improved amino acid profile. So it's a really unique product from the animal feed space. You'll see us expand that in the poultry space as well as the swine space. And so we're looking for those partnerships today, and I think it's going to be a really big opportunity. If you look at it relative to what the food opportunity is in terms of acres, it's substantially larger.
So, Aaron, Benson Hill has invested in infrastructure in Iowa. We know that you have really invested in the state. Is that going to continue then with all of these options available?
Yeah, I think certainly Iowa is a core part of our footprint today and will continue to be a core part of our footprint. If you look at even the animal nutrition space, the number of livestock, whether it's poultry or swine in the state of Iowa, it is a core part of our strategy going forward. So yeah, there's going to be opportunities continuing not only in the Creston facility as we partner with more broadly, as we license the technology to other seed players, it's going to be broadly available in Iowa.
Lots of new and exciting things from Benson Hill. Aaron Robinson here to tell us about it today at NAFB. Is there anything else you'd like to let our audience know about when it comes to Benson Hill and opportunities for our growers?
Yeah, I would just encourage farmers to go to the website, learn more about the technology that we have. What we're creating is really unique in the soybean space. I think there's an opportunity for farmers to diversify their operations. There's an opportunity for them to participate in premium markets, and I think really participate farther down the supply chain than what maybe they've historically done.
Aaron, thanks so much for the time. Have a great rest of the NAFB convention.
Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you to Aaron Robinson of Benson Hill. It is time now for a check of the ag weather outlook. Our unseasonably warm conditions continue into late fall, but a little bit of a change looking at tomorrow's weather pattern. Mostly some areas of partly cloudy skies here in the state of Iowa today. Cool temperatures this evening, and then tomorrow we do have that cool off as we get more into the 50-degree range. We'll have a full check of the weather forecast as we take a look now at the upcoming weather forecast from the National Weather Service here on Ag Matters PM. As you can see from the National Weather Service, mostly cloudy and breezy today. High temperatures 64 to 67. For tonight, decreasing clouds and breezy, cooler temperatures with lows expected 25 to 39. For Friday, sunny skies and cooler temperatures with highs expected in a range of 46 to 50. And now taking a look at our affiliate weather map for Friday. Cherokee, sunny and 46. Shenandoah, sunny and 50. Des Moines, sunny and 48. Albia, sunny with a high of around 47. Waterloo, sunny and 46. Clinton, partly cloudy and 46. For a more detailed forecast in your part of the state, make sure and check with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. And that brings us to the end of the Ag Weather Outlook. That also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. Also on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification icon as well to let you know whenever we have any new videos available. You can follow us on social media as well, on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok. And don't forget our free twice daily market podcast from Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the National Association of Farm Broadcasters Convention in Kansas City, I'm Mark Magnuson. For Dustin Huffman, Riley Smith, and Andy Peterson, you're watching Ag Matters PM.